I thought I knew what love looked like. 3 years with Amber, living together for one, talking about rings and houses and forever. Then she flew to Denver for what she called a friend's birthday weekend. 5 days. I trusted her completely. Until her iPad started lighting up with messages from someone named D while she was gone. Messages that made my stomach drop. Messages that said things like, "Miss seeing your face," and "Can't wait for next week when we can actually talk freely." I tried to convince myself there was an explanation. But when I unlocked that iPad and saw everything she had been hiding, I knew our entire relationship had been a lie. Before I tell you how this all unfolded, I would love to know where you are watching from. Drop your city or country in the comments. If you have ever had that gut feeling that something was off in a relationship, hit that like button and subscribe, because this story takes some turns you will not see coming. Trust me, you will want to hear how I handled finding out my girlfriend was living a double life. Alright, let me take you back to how it all started falling apart. It began on a Tuesday night. Amber and I met 3 years ago at a mutual friend's barbecue in Austin. She was a graphic designer, and I worked in software sales. We connected instantly over our shared love of hiking and terrible horror movies. Our first date was at a local taco place where we talked for 4 straight hours. I remember thinking that night, this is it. This is the person I have been waiting for. We moved in together after 2 years into a small apartment near downtown. We built routines that felt like home. Sunday mornings at the farmer's market, Friday, movie nights on the couch, cooking dinner together while music played in the background. She met my parents in San Antonio. I met hers in Houston. We looked at engagement rings online late at night, planned out what our dream house would look like, talked about kids' names we liked. Everything felt solid, certain, real. I loved the little things about her. The way she laughed when she burned pasta for the 3rd time in a month. Her terrible sense of direction that meant I always had to navigate. The sticky notes with little doodles she left around the apartment just to make me smile. I felt secure, loved, absolutely certain she was the one. We never had major fights. We communicated well. Or at least I thought we did. 2 weeks before everything fell apart, Amber mentioned that her college roommate Emma was turning 30. Big celebration weekend in Denver. Thursday through Monday. 5 full days. I encouraged her to go, even helped her pack her suitcase. She seemed excited about the trip, but I noticed she kept checking her phone more than usual. Every notification made her reach for it immediately, and she started angling the screen away when I was nearby. When I playfully tried to peek at what she was looking at one night, she laughed it off and said it was just work stuff, boring design emails. I did not push it. I trusted her. But looking back now, that was the first real crack I should have noticed. She packed more carefully than usual, too, laying out outfits I had never seen before. New dresses, new shoes. I remember thinking she must have gone shopping without mentioning it. She left for the airport earlier than necessary that Thursday morning, saying she wanted to avoid traffic. Our goodbye kiss at the door felt brief, distracted. She barely looked back as she climbed into the Uber. I shook off the weird feeling in my chest and told myself I was just going to miss her. I went to work, tried to focus on client calls and sales reports, but that unease sat in my stomach all day like something heavy I could not digest. Friday evening, I came home from work around 7, heated up some leftover Chinese food and settled on the couch to watch the basketball game. That is when I noticed Amber's iPad on the coffee table. She had forgotten to take it with her, using just her phone for the trip. The screen kept lighting up with notifications. At first I ignored it. Then I saw the preview of a message that made my blood run cold. "Miss seeing your face," from a contact saved as D. My heart rate spiked immediately. I told myself it was probably innocent, maybe a girlfriend with an unusual texting style. Another notification pinged seconds later. "Can't wait for next week when we can actually talk freely." My hands went numb. I stared at that locked screen, watching it go dark again. I had never gone through Amber's things before. We respected each other's privacy. That was part of what made us work, or so I thought. But these messages did not sound like friendship. They sounded like something else entirely. Something that made my chest feel tight and my thoughts race. I sat there for a solid 10 minutes just staring at the iPad. My rational mind fought with my gut instinct. The rational side said there was probably an explanation. The gut instinct screamed that I already knew the truth. I remembered her passcode. Our anniversary date. She had said it years ago, and never changed it. My hands shook as I picked up the device. I hesitated for 10 long seconds, my thumb hovering over the screen. This felt like crossing a line I could not uncross. But I typed in the code anyway. The Messages app opened to her conversation with Dee. I scrolled up and my stomach turned over. Weeks of messages I had never known existed. Flirty texts that made me feel sick. Late-night conversations while I had been asleep beside her. Inside jokes I was not part of. Photos of Amber I had never seen, taken in outfits and places I did not recognize. This person Dee was calling her pet names. Sweet names. Names I thought were just ours. They were making plans to meet up when you are back in town. References to keeping this between us for now. The most damaging message hit me like a physical blow. I know you said you are figuring things out with him, but I can wait. I set the iPad down like it had burned my hands. I felt physically ill. Stood up, paced the apartment, sat back down. My mind could not process what I had just read. Amber, the woman I was planning to marry, had been having some kind of relationship with someone else. For weeks, maybe longer, and I had no idea. I sat in silence for 30 minutes trying to decide what to do. Finally, I picked up my phone, put it down, picked it up again. It was 10:15 Colorado time. She would still be awake. I called her. My hands trembled as the phone rang. She answered after 4 rings, music thumping in the background. "Hey babe, what's up?" Her voice was too cheerful, almost performative. My throat felt tight. I struggled to sound normal. Just wanted to check in. "How's Denver?" She gave me brief, distracted answers about the party, her friends, how much fun everyone was having. I could hear people laughing behind her. I tried to ease into it. "Who's Dee?" There was a pause. Too long of a pause. "Dee, what do you mean?" Her voice had changed, lost that cheerful edge. "Someone has been texting you. Your iPad is here." Another pause, then a nervous laugh that sounded forced. "Oh, that's just a friend from work. Design stuff." But her voice was different now. Guarded. Defensive. I could hear it clearly. "Why are you going through my messages, Johnny?" She turned it around on me. Made me feel like I was the one doing something wrong. Like I was the problem for checking. I felt my anger rising, but kept my voice level. "Who is Dee Amber?" She sighed, annoyed. "I told you it's nothing. Just a work friend. You are overreacting." But she would not give me a real answer. Would not explain who this person actually was. Kept deflecting, kept making it about me, invading her privacy instead of about what I had found. "Look, I have to go. My friends are waiting. We will talk when I get back Monday, okay? It is really nothing. I promise." She hung up quickly before I could say anything else. I sat in the dark apartment, phone still in my hand. The unease I had been feeling transformed into something colder, harder. Certainty. I knew she was lying. I could hear it in every word she said, in every pause in the way she rushed to get off the phone. Saturday was going to be a very long day. I barely slept that night. Kept replaying the phone call in my head, analyzing every word, every tone shift. By 6 in the morning, I gave up on sleep entirely. Made coffee with hands that would not stop shaking. Amber's iPad was still on the coffee table where I had left it, like evidence at a crime scene. I knew I had already crossed into snooping territory, but I needed to know the full truth. Her evasiveness on the phone had given me permission in a way. If she had nothing to hide, she would have explained. She would have been honest. I opened the iPad again and went deeper into the messages. D was Derek. I found his full name and the contact information. I cross-referenced him on social media and found his profile easily. Derek lived in Denver, the same city where Amber was supposedly just visiting friends. His Instagram showed him at various events, bars, hiking spots around the city. Then I found a photo from 3 weeks ago, a group shot at some outdoor concert. And there in the background, unmistakably, was Amber. She had told me she was at a work conference in Dallas that weekend. Another lie uncovered. I scrolled through more messages between them. They had been talking since February. 4 months. It started at some design conference Amber had actually attended. Their conversations began professionally enough, talking about industry trends and software. Then they became personal, then intimate. My hands clenched around the device as I read messages about how different she felt with Derek, how he understood her creative side better, how refreshing it was to talk to him. They had been planning this Denver weekend for weeks. The friend's birthday was real, but Derek would be there too. They had blocked out time to spend alone together at his apartment. Everything clicked into place with sickening clarity. I checked Amber's photo gallery that synced to the iPad. Found dozens of photos she had never shown me. Selfies with Derek at restaurants I did not recognize. Walking through parks together, at a concert, his arm around her shoulders. The date stamps showed they had been meeting up regularly for months. Every girls' night out in February and March. Every late work meeting in April. Every time she said she needed time with Emma or had to work late on a project. All lies. All cover stories for time spent with Derek. I felt the foundation of our entire relationship crumbling beneath me. 3 years felt like a joke, like a performance I had been too blind to see through. I had to run to the bathroom, grip the sink, staring at my reflection. I did not recognize the man looking back. He looked hollowed out, emptied. My chest physically ached, like there was a tight band around my ribs, making it hard to breathe. The shock was starting to wear off, replaced by anger. How could she do this? How long would she have continued if I had not found out? Was she ever going to tell me or just keep playing both of us? I felt like an idiot. A complete fool for trusting her so completely, for never questioning, for believing every word she said. Around 11 in the morning, I called my older brother Marcus in San Antonio. He answered on the second ring, immediately heard the distress in my voice. "What's wrong, man?" I told him everything. The messages, Derek, the lies, all of it. Marcus was furious on my behalf. "Johnny, you need to end this right now. Today. Do not wait for her to come back with more excuses." We talked for over an hour. He helped me process what I was feeling, validated that I was not crazy for being devastated. "She has been living a double life, lying to your face every single day. You deserve so much better than that." By the end of the call, my devastation had hardened into something more solid. Resolve. Marcus offered to drive up to Austin, but I told him I needed to handle this myself. "You are stronger than you think," he said before we hung up. "Do not let her manipulate you when she gets back." She would be home Monday afternoon. I had 36 hours to prepare, but I could not wait that long. Sunday evening around 7, I called Amber again. She answered, her background quieter this time. "Hey, what is going on?" Her voice was cautious, like she knew what was coming. I did not waste time with small talk. "I need you to be honest with me about Derek." I heard her sharp intake of breath on the other end. The silence stretched for 5 long seconds. When she finally spoke, her voice had changed completely. Defensive, cornered. "I can explain." I felt my jaw clench. "Then explain." "Who is he?" She hesitated. "He is someone I have been talking to." "It is complicated, Johnny." That word, complicated. "Complicated how, Amber? Are you cheating on me?" Another long pause. Then, "It is not like that. We are in a situationship." The word hit me like a slap across the face. A situationship. What does that even mean? I could barely get the words out. She tried to explain. "We are just figuring things out. It is not serious. It is just something that happened." I felt rage building in my chest. "Is it while we are together, while you are living in our apartment, sleeping in our bed?" Silence again. "Then I mean it is complicated." There was that word again. My blood ran cold. "Did you fly to Denver to be with him?" I already knew the answer, but I needed to hear her say it. "I am here for Emma's birthday too," she started. "But you are also with him." "Yes or no, Amber?" More hesitation. Then quietly, "Yes. But it does not mean what you think. It is not like I love him or anything." It is just different with him. It is not the same as what we have. Rage and pain collided in my chest so hard I could barely breathe. I am done, Amber. We are done. She panicked immediately. Wait, can we just talk about this when I get back? Please, Johnny, do not make decisions like this over the phone. I shook my head even though she could not see me. There is nothing to talk about. You made your choice. You have been making it for 4 months. She tried to interrupt. It is not that simple. You do not understand. I never meant for this to happen. I cut her off. It is that simple. You betrayed me. You lied to my face every single day. You are with someone else. That is all I need to understand. Johnny, please, she begged. But I was done listening. I hung up, stared at my phone, half expecting her to call right back. She did not. I sat in the dark living room for a long time. Everything looked exactly the same as it had an hour ago, but it all felt completely different now. The couch where we had watched countless movies together felt contaminated with lies. The kitchen where we had cooked dinner side by side felt fake. Her sticky notes on the fridge that used to make me smile now felt like mockery. The photos of us on the walls were just snapshots of a relationship that had never really existed the way I thought it had.